My name is Natalia Dekine. People call me Nat. I know some of you on the call already are my social media buddies. Thank you for being here. And if you are not, again, I'm so glad that you came and joined us in this space tonight. So I'm really excited to just talk about Reiki and the benefits of Reiki. I'm going to have just kind of a little bit of a PowerPoint that I'll share the screen on, just talk about some origins and a few things. I'm not going to give you this is not a lecture by any means where you're going to sit here and listen to me talk the entire time. I'll share just a bit about that. And then I have my lovely friend Karla Reeves from Magical Moments Holistic Wellness. She is on as well, and she's going to talk about her experience with Reiki after the PowerPoint, and then we'll leave it open for a little bit of Q&A, and we'll go from there. So I hope that sounds good. So anyway, Reiki was introduced to me. I was thinking about this today, and I want to say it came into my life during the pandemic. Um, at that time, I was dealing with a major chronic illness. I was not functioning well. I was not able to walk. I was bedridden. And the diagnosis was a long list, but it ended up landing on Lyme's disease. I don't know if anybody knows anything about that. Um, People ask, do I remember getting bit by a tick? My answer is no. It just mimicked so many things. And what I didn't know was it was going to usher in an awakening and bring me to the space that I'm in now. Stay tuned for more details of that later. But long story short, I was getting acupuncture treatment from an acupuncturist, and that was doing a lot for me. But she kept talking about Reiki, and I had heard about it, but I wasn't sure about it. And I was in another life at that point. So I was a little skeptical about what she was telling me and if it was going to be safe, so on and so forth. And so, because my curiosity usually takes over, I said, okay, tell me more about it. And she says, well, I can tell you and I can show you. And so, I had my first experience with Reiki, and I will tell you that it was extremely calming for me. I had a lot going on neurologically at the time, and I realized that from getting the energy work, things began to quiet down and settle. And I could think clearer. Um, I also noticed that some of the chronic pain that I was dealing with started to go away. So it was making a believer out of me just from the first time I had it done. And so I continued to see her, and each time I came, I did the acupuncture and then she would do the Reiki. And then it led to her tuning me to it because I was so like, hey, I got to have more of this. And she told me it's accessible to anybody who wants it. So you don't, this, you can have this. And I was just like, okay, I'll take it, I'll learn it and go from there. I practiced on myself for a while before I started inviting other people to it. And then I had another attunement a few years later. And I always describe it as almost like a NOS engine on your body. It really amped me up and just made things a lot clearer for me, not to mention all the physical benefits that I was receiving. And it got me more in tune with things spiritually that I hadn't been introduced to before. So I was excited about that. And so I continued and then started offering it to my friends. And then we got into some distance Reiki, which we'll talk more about in the PowerPoint. And it just was just a cool experience for me, and mastered it and still love it today. And I know a lot of you on the call operate in this as well. So I am gonna rush over to the PowerPoint so we can get that out of the way, y'all. And excuse me, I'm still learning my tech savvy stuff. So give me 1 second and we'll get on that screen. Can y'all hear me okay? Thumbs up. Okay. Hold on, y'all. There we go. Let me go back. I'm ahead. All right. Come on back. There we go. All right. So we're going to talk about the healing that comes through Reiki and how it's beneficial for the mind, the body, and the spirit. Um, if there's anybody here that's curious about Reiki and want to know what it is a Japanese energy healing technique. I'll talk about kind of the origins behind that in just a second. It's a hands-on or hands-near method that can be used. It's also distance, and we will get into that as well. It does promote relaxation and balance. I shared with you all how relaxing it was for me, and I was able to think clearer, and just felt just calm. It does complement traditional medical care. And I'm going to say this off the top. If you are receiving medical care, we are not like or medical doctors. So I don't want to discourage you from any of that. If that is something that you're still under care for, this is something that can complement it. If you are still getting, if you are still under the care of a primary care doctor. And at the time, I was still under the care of a primary care doctor when I was receiving the Reiki. All right. Dr. Yusui, um, he was the founder of Reiki in Japan in 1865. The story behind him is he went on a lengthy meditation at Mount Kirarama, and that is where the Reiki healing method came from. If I remember correctly, he was fasting and he wanted to have something that was healing based that wasn't tied to a specific religion or a particular faith. He wanted it to be available to everybody, no matter what belief system they had. Um, of course, it emphasized balance in the mind, the body, and the spirit. And the known Reiki precepts are this is something that, you it's like principles to live by, but also things that um, are in the core of Reiki. So just for today, you do not anger. Just for today, you do not worry. Be grateful, work diligently, and always be kind to others. All right, everybody good? Okay. All right. Let me get a drink of water. Talking, talking. So, distance Reiki. Distance Reiki is something that can be performed if a person is unable to come to you in person. Um, we'll talk more about this. I know, Karla, you do it. Khadijah, I believe you offer it as well. It can be sent across time and space. Like I said, the person doesn't have to be present. We use intention and symbols when we're working with our client. Um, it really is something that I have used with somebody who's not, that's a family member or just somebody who I'm not able to go to their space. Um, and it sounds like how in the world can you do something like that? And I take this example, and this kind of came to me on my just thinking about it. I don't know if any of you were a part of the Christian church at any point in time, and you would pray for somebody, okay, or you would get a prayer request for somebody, right? And that person might be on the other side of the world or just in another part of something, and you would say things intentionally with your mouth in that prayer or in that meditation for the benefit of that person, right? This is similar, but not exactly like that. I always use that as an example too. If I have somebody who has questions or skeptical about it when they first hear, because they're like, how does that work if you're doing distance and I'm not present? And it does work and it can be done. And it just shows you that it's universal, and it doesn't have to be just limited to just being in person. Okay. So some of the physical benefits, it reduces stress and tension. I think I had said when I shared a little bit of my experience, the pain in my body subsided from having multiple Reiki sessions. So there it talks about pain management, boost the immune system. We were working on my immune system with herb remedies, and different things, and this was just something else to supplement it. I noticed that when I was doing it, I had bad allergies before. Those subsided for me drastically, coupled with the acupuncture. So I was really excited about that because you know how everybody gets the seasonal allergy. I was that person, and that subsided greatly for me. The other thing that was really beneficial is I was not experiencing good sleep at the time. Reiki enhances sleep quality quite a bit. I remember sleeping very well through the night with no problem. And that's so important for us to have good sleep anyway. Okay, I'm gonna move on. This is kind of the same thing. Calmness, relaxation, reduces anxiety and depression. That was something that I was dealing with too, with the illness, just being worried about this, that, and the other. And with the Reiki, it just really helped to calm my thoughts and calm my mind in session. Focus and clarity. I was able to just tap in greater to my intuition when I would have it done, and able to just focus a lot better as well. Emotional release. I don't know if anybody's have ever experienced it where you just cry. You have a good cry. I remember I would just lay there and the tears would just start to roll down my face, and I would just let it happen. That looks different for each person that has Reiki done, but it was very powerful. This is along the same thing. Mind body connection, inner peace, personal growth, meditation practice. How many people meditate? Can't live without it, right? Yes. Um, Shake your head if you feel like if you've practiced Reiki that you felt like it helped deepen your meditation practice. Yeah. Okay. Good deal. We'll keep moving. So, who can benefit from this? People managing chronic illness or stress. There's a lot of that going around right now. On a heightened level. I feel like people are looking for some people, you know, and there's nothing wrong with talk therapy, but they're looking for something that is a little bit more hands-on, more somatic. Um, you know, if they are dealing with chronic stress, it is stressing them out. They're tired, they're fatigued. So this is a great benefit of them doing Reiki. Individuals on a spiritual journey. Everybody's spiritual journey looks different for each person, and this is available no matter where you are if you're open to it on your spiritual journey, and it can help heighten and deepen that. We talked about emotional balance with Reiki and overall well-being with it as well. Okay, so I gave you kind of the short version. If you would like more information, my information is there that you can email me in the website. And then you have Karla's website, yourmagicalmoments.us, which I'm about to give her the floor so she can go ahead and talk about her journey with Reiki as well. So go ahead, Karla, I'll let you take over.
Thank you. So, my journey with Reiki, whew, it's been a journey. It's like a literal journey. So, I started pre-pandemic, but just pre-pandemic. And it was coming off of, a breakup and a whole mess of things. And I was really searching for myself because I have always been spiritual. I've been a psychic medium. I could always see spirits. I would receive messages. The weird part is, once I got into my relationship, all of that kind of went away. And I didn't know why, but, young, in love, dumb, whatever. So we were together for 15 years. As soon as I was like, I can't do this anymore, everything came back. It came flooding back, all of my gifts. And I'm like, okay, I'm a little shaken now. So I actually went to, they were doing like a spiritual fair. And, you buy crystals and there were psychic mediums. And, so I was like, let me go, let me be around like minded people. And that's where I was introduced to Reiki. And I was like, ooh, so never heard of it. I wanted to have it done. I paid, I think it's like $20. I paid the $20 and it literally changed my life. I felt everything, all of the energy, and I was just in awe. And I was like, I have to do this. So the lady that did it, although she was a teacher, she said she wasn't teaching at the moment. And I did find someone else that, taught, and I got my level one. Once I got my level one, a lot more things started opening up and happening for me spiritually. And I just continued on that journey. I found that traditional Reiki, it didn't really resonate with me. So I went to Holy Fire Reiki for my level two. Did Holy Fire, and then I was going to continue for my level three, my master teacher certification with Holy Fire. Don't know what happened to that lady. She disappeared. So I was like, well, maybe that's spirit way of telling me, not her, which is fine. So I met someone else and we got really close. And she was an intuitive Reiki practitioner. And that's where I got my level three master certification, is with intuitive Reiki, which really resonated with me because I realized along this journey, once I start doing Reiki, I can pinpoint within like the centimeter of where things are in the body. I can, oh, you're kidney, something's going on with that. I don't know how I did that. I just did it. So with the intuitive, it kind of helped me hone those skills just a little bit more. And then going along, doing my thing, becoming a master teacher and teaching other people, I was receiving a lot of downloads. And my Reiki transformed and shift into quantum energy healing. So now that's what I teach. So Spirit was giving me the downloads and the tools necessary to teach quantum energy healing, which just dives deeper into Reiki, going into kind of like your DNA, past lives, all of that good stuff, and being able to clear all of that out. So I was excited. I was like, "Ooh!" And they were like, "Okay, go forth and teach it." And I'm like, "Wait, I gotta get my feet wet first." So it was a journey. Like I said, it was a journey, but I'm excited because it continues to evolve for me and it continues to just elevate not only me, but the people that I teach and the people, my clients that I work on. No two sessions are ever the same. Um, no two experiences are ever the same. And I love that because it not only, helps them, but it teaches me new things. Um, so yeah, that's how I kind of got into Reiki. And then once that started opening up and leveling up and doing all the things, then I got into a lot of other things. So Akashic Records is really huge. And right now, Spirit wants me to kind of bridge the gap between the two because it's all energy. It's all energy. So I'm teaching both, and that's kind of where I am right now. Is there anything else you wanted me to say, Natalia?
Unless you have anything else to say, but that's why I gave you the floor because I knew you had a lot to
I
share.
have a lot to say. I
Yes.
am such an open book. I mean, you can ask me anything. I'm an open book. Really, what Reiki has done for me, besides being able to kind of, teach people and help heal others, is really heal myself.
Hmm.
And that's what I teach in, level one. That's what most people teach in level one, is heal yourself first. Um, and it really helped me deal with like depression and anxiety, and again, open book. So sorry if I'm oversharing, but I was a survivor, not was, I am a survivor of child sexual assault. So dealing with that, you can imagine that really had like took a toll on my life and the things that I allowed in my life. And being a Reiki practitioner and doing Reiki, especially on myself, really pinpointed and showed me where to go and how to heal from that and how to elevate and move forward. So I'll
I
shut up.
love it.
That's where I am.
I love it. And I love that you brought that up about healing yourself. It's one of the things I learned is the power is already in us. We don't have to go looking for it externally. And that some powers that be don't want us to know that. They don't. And when you walk through some of the things that, like you were walking through the child sexual assault. And for me, it was a very, very, I had a very rigid religious background. I was a pastor in the Christian church. And so this was not something that I was encouraged to look into by any means at all. And so, it taught me a lot about the divine within all of us, and then we have the ability to heal ourselves. We carry a light and a power, a direct line source access that you know a lot of people want to put the clamp down on it, and it's scary for people when you begin to come to an understanding of that, if they are still conditioned or programmed, I should say. So, I love that you shared kind of how it segued into all
Went
the things.
everywhere.
Yes, yes. And I know I seen Khadijah light up when you talked about the Akashic records too. And I knew she would hearing that. But it has been just a wonderful, wonderful enlightenment. One of the other things, if I could say, that happened in my journey with Reiki, so I got introduced to sound healing. Um, Sound is profoundly powerful.
Mhm.
It is profoundly powerful, and it there was two ways it came to me. First time was tuning forks. Random lady, actually in Greenville, Khadijah, I think I shared this with you. Just walked up to me in Falls Park, and she says, I just really feel like I need to introduce you to this, and I want to give you a free tuning fork session. And at first I was kind of like, okay, okay. But I was curious. I've always been that curious person. So I'm like, okay, if it's beneficial, then I'm willing to try it. Um, it was powerful. It was powerful. And again, calm, pain, gone, sleep, slept like a baby that night. The second time that it was introduced to me was at a Pride event in Spartanburg. And somebody had a tent and had her crystal sound bowls and just invited me in. And we did, I mean, she had one bowl, and I was having like a bad kind of pain day. It was raining out, and she's like, I just noticed you're walking a little weird. Are you not feeling good? And I'm like, yeah, no, but I'm here. And she's like, come in here. And I had not had sound therapy like that before. I was fine the rest of the day. Pain was gone. Very clear-headed when that one happened. I remember it was almost like, how you're sleepy and your eyes are kind of half staff. Everything stood up at attention when she was done. So, it made me start to realize that there was a lot that was available in the healing arts that people don't know. And I feel like one of the reasons why I wanted to do this workshop is for people to get understanding of there are other things that can help with your body as well. So, y'all, we did that in 30 minutes. I'm shocked. Did anybody have any questions, or is anybody, I know Khadijah, you offer it, and so do you, Carla. Yolanda, are you a practitioner as well, or have you had it? I invite you in.
No, I have not had it. And I'm not a practitioner. I've heard about it. Um, and that's about it. Yeah, no, I've not had never had it before. No,
Okay. I don't want to
I
put you.
definitely think that there's healing, in like your hands and your body, and just you can heal yourself. And like what Carla was saying about healing yourself before you heal somebody else, that's the most important thing because you can't help anybody else. You have to help yourself. So,
Mhm. Yes, I love that. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but did you have questions?
um, off the top of my head, no.
Off the top of it. Well, if you think of it, just let us know. Um, and I don't want to butcher your name. I have another guest on it. I don't want to butcher your name, sweetheart.
It's Xavier.
Thank you. Thank you for taking me off the hook with that because I was like, I'm not even gonna try. How are you and welcome?
Thank you. I just happened to I heard about it on a TV show, and then when I saw that you were doing a webinar, I was like, you know what? This is something that I wanted about. So let me just jump on and get some information about it. And I like one of the things that stuck out for me was when she said anxiety and depression, because that's something that I kind of go through a little bit. So that kind of piqued my interest.
I got you. I got you. Did you say your name one more time? I'm so sorry.
It's Xavier.
Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you say Xavier?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That it's important to say people's name right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's so important because your name has meaning and I don't want to butcher it. Um, did you have questions about anything since we're on here?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Okay. And I don't know who iPhone 128 is.
Hey, it's Rosanna.
Oh, hi, Rosanna.
I don't have anything set up, so I don't even know how to, but it's me.
I got you. I got you. Thank you for joining us. Did you have any questions or want to add anything?
Um, I can add a little bit just from my recent experience.
Mhm.
I went to my first Reiki a couple of months ago. It was really interesting. Also, kind of been struggling with sleep and slept good that night. That's been the only night in the last couple of months that I have slept good. I actually have another one coming up for my birthday on August 23rd. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. And it was just kind of interesting seeing and experiencing like the lights and kind of even the certain pains, almost like kind of things
Mhm.
opening up afterwards. It wasn't really anything I've experienced before. I am looking forward to at some point doing the tuning forks and sound bowls. Have not had the opportunity for those, but yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Rosanna.
Yeah.
I know that Rosanna lives not too far from me, and I knew you were kind of on a journey with some practitioners, and you've had some exposure to some things lately. I'm not trying to out your business though.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, I'm a art therapist and kind of more on that again, anxiety, depression, PTSD. So kind of trying, I feel like it's been a spiritual growth, awakening happening with all the changes in my life that kind of brought me to this also from a strong Christian background, but more so trying to interweave the two, my spirituality and Christianity. I don't do extremes, so I like both. Yeah, as I'm sitting here shuffling tarot cards while you're doing your webinar.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing. Does
Yeah.
anybody else have any questions? I'm gonna call on you again for something, Karla. So stay tuned.
No worries.
Khadija, um, I know you've been
Yes,
doing this.
ma'am.
You've been doing it for a little bit too. Anything you want to share?
I mean, as far as Reiki is concerned, it's basically, ooh, I'll keep it basic for now because it's kind of a beginner phase. But I would love for everyone to understand what you've touched on beautifully. I would love for everyone to understand that Reiki is energy, and
Mhm.
it's energy that we all have within us. You know, we don't have to look anywhere outside of ourselves to tap into it. You don't need special instruction, even. While, we're all teachers and, we can teach you how to do different things, our teaching is not a requirement for you to access this.
Right.
It's within you already. You know what I mean? Teaching tends to be more of a guide, to help you along your journey. That is all. But it's already within you. So when you set the intention to have that energy flow through you, it's done. You don't need a special attunement or anything like that. You know what I mean? Contrary to what most people teach. You know what I mean? It's not, an attunement is not required for you to access, just your intention. Just your intention. So
That's
that's all I wanted to add to that.
okay. Because I was like, oh, I'm gonna call on Khadijah next. I was like, I'll just leave you there. And I like what you said. It is, you don't necessarily need the attunement. It's there. It's accessible for everybody if you are open and curious. And I think that it's important for people to know that, because I do feel like society today will program us that you got to look outside. You got
Right.
to look outside, and you don't. I mean, if you are open to I mean, energy is everything. It's
Hmm.
in everything. Everybody knows when you walk into a room and you're just like light and airy, and it's just like, hey, yes, this feels good. And then you know what it's like when you walk into a room and it's like, ooh, what's going on here?
Yes, you can feel the frequency.
Yes, you can feel the frequency in the room. So it's the same thing. I have done Reiki on myself when I've had a headache,
Hmm.
and that's my go-to. Like, okay. And it could be something that spirit tells me, you didn't drink enough water today.
Right.
Something as simple as that. I didn't drink enough water today. I'm not hydrated enough, but I will do that, and it's amazing the results that you'll experience from that. Karla, I wanted to call on you for one thing,
Sure.
because I know that you do distance
Mhm.
and you do in person and you do no, you do in person and distance, because I think you travel to your clients too.
Yep.
Talk about, and I know every session looks different. I'm glad you said that earlier, right?
Hmm.
And you are right, because they look totally different. It's based on what you're feeling intuitively from spirit, and also what the needs of that client is.
Yeah.
Okay. What does a session look like for you? Just teeny tiny. What does it look like?
Okay. So generally, um, and I've been a session for me varies because I've also been kind of figuring out how to incorporate, not figuring out because I'm doing it, incorporating healing into kind of like a luxury spa experience, because I feel
Yes.
like healing should not be a luxury, right? So when you come to me for Reiki or I go to you for Reiki, if it's in person, you're getting like a face mask, you're getting, you're in a robe. It's almost like a massage, but not. You have the aromatherapy going, you have the incense, you have the music flowing. Like it's an experience.
Hmm.
So that's different from like if I'm doing it distance, because all you're getting is Reiki, unfortunately, because can't do that. So if we're together, first I'm making sure you're relaxed. I'm either doing a face mask, you might get a little charcuterie board. I don't do alcohol, so you'll get an herbal mimosa, which doesn't have alcohol in it. You're in your robe, you're on the table, you're relaxed. I never ask any questions because I want to see what I feel first. Um, Once all that is done, then I go in and I feel from head to toe what's going on, and then I immediately ground you. Um, and then I kind of just go from there, and I let spirit guide me to what parts of the body need anything. Um, then I pull out my tools. So I do have tuning forks, I do have sound bowls, I do have wood therapy tools, I have um, the air seeds, I do acupressure. um, aromatherapy oils. So I pull out those tools based on what, the client needs in the moment. And after that, I let you know what came up for me, what spirit said, what I found, within the body. And I let you have the floor and give me feedback on what, the client being you, what the client was feeling. And if they have any other issues, usually, 9 times out of 10, I'm spot on. They don't have anything else to add. And that's kind of it. I remind them to drink their water. I give them a bottle of water, and they're usually happy as a clam and very sleepy. I don't know what it is about my energy, but I tend to put people to sleep. You're either sleeping or you're crying. There's no in between.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. Thank you for sharing that. And I think it sounds like it's almost like you're going to get a massage the way you
Yes.
describe it, like a whole spa day. So that's like a whole, I didn't know all that, girl, but you did all that. So that's really awesome. Khadija, what does this session look like for you? And then I'll say a little bit.
So surprisingly, Carla and I are very similar in our process here.
Yay.
So it's a very spa-like experience. However, we don't do the robe situation. Honey, when you with me, you're gonna have to leave your clothes on. You know what I mean? But that's okay. They still have a very spa-like experience. We really set the atmosphere. There's always going to be some background spa music playing. It depends on what, spirit and your spirit guides come through and tell us to do because I work in conjunction with my husband, James. So it's a partnership experience with us. Okay. He's mainly going to handle the grounding aspect. I'm going to handle more of the upper level chakra experience for you. We start with a grounding meditation, of course, and then we get to work. We do use tuning forks, singing bowls. Oftentimes, my husband will also use the hand pan and relay messages that way. He's more where he brings in the ancestral information, and I'm bringing in more of the Akashic information, if that makes any sense, as far as the different levels. You've got Earth Star to Soul Star, and that's how we work with the 9 different chakras there. But it's going to be a multifaceted experience. So you're not just getting a Reiki experience, you really are getting an entire energy therapy experience. And that's why we brand it that way, energy therapy versus Reiki. But there's still that beautiful Reiki energy going on there. We will bring you out of the grounding meditation. We like for everybody to experience that frequency. You know, when you are grounded and your mind is in that theta and delta state, that's when the work really begins. And you're not thinking about what it is we're doing. Your energy body is now in a state of reception, receiving the whatever energy codes you need, and we're just the facilitators. We're not doing any healing.
Mhm,
You're doing the healing yourself.
mhm.
We're simply facilitating and holding space for you.
Yes.
We will bring you out of that meditative state, and by the time you're out of that meditative state, we talk about what went on in your session. You know what I mean? And that's basically it. But you do have an experience. We make sure that you have water afterwards. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. It's super important with any type of energy work. It's going to, ooh, I won't get too complicated, but it's going to drain the the water out of the physical body a little bit, and you're going to have to replenish that. So I'll just keep it basic and simple. That's what a session looks like with us.
Great. I love how Spirit is doing this. Like, great. You talk about what you do. You talk about what you do. Okay. Um, Lately I have done more distance
Mhm.
Reiki. Um, I have done it over the phone. I will tell you that I had an individual who was texting me because she was trapped in an elevator.
Wow.
And yeah, she was trapped in an elevator and like panic attack in the text messages coming through. And so I said to her, I'm just, do I have I always do consent first. Anytime I'm dealing with Reiki, whether I'm in your presence But
Mm.
distance, I have to have permission to do it
Yes.
first. Okay. That is key for me. That's like muy importante. I don't compromise. I have to have consent. And I got consent from her first. And what I normally do is I, I was telling her, she knew about box breathing. And I told her, I want you to get yourself grounded as best as you can with your box breath. And we were kind of texting back and forth. And when she got to a place, I was kind of doing it with her because I have a tremendous visualization
Mm.
gift. So I could visualize her in the elevator. Okay.
Yeah.
And so once I knew she was in a good grounded state, I can visualize seeing her. And the first thing that I normally do is go right in and just ground what I see that she needs first. And the first thing she needed this to calm down. Okay.
Mm.
Her crown chakra, the third eye, all of that. It was chaos up there
Yeah.
because she was stuck in an elevator. And so that was the first thing I seen. And so I was able to go in and send the distance Reiki there first. Um, Keeping her privacy, there was a couple of other things that I could see that she needed, but I didn't have permission to go in and do anything with it.
Mm.
So I didn't touch those. But I just kept sending the energy, visualizing her. I kept seeing her heart beating fast, just do, 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 just beating really fast. And I
Yeah.
kept sending the energy towards her heart. We were doing this back and forth for about 30 minutes, but we were able to get her to relax and be calm. And by the time we were just finished, the firefighters were coming in to get her out.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Okay. So that I see very clearly.
Yeah.
Very clearly. And she just I remember her telling me, she said, I wanted to go to sleep. I got so calm. I wanted to go to sleep. And so I told
Mm.
her, make sure you drink a lot of water. It made her a believer in it because she had not had it. I was that friend that did it. I was just, I have this woo woo friend that
Yeah.
does it, and that made her a believer in it. Another thing that I will do when I do a session in distance is I will pull a tarot card, but I'll ask
Mm.
spirit what spirit wants first.
Yeah.
Yesterday I did a session with a friend of mine who is walking through some challenges, and I have permission to share with Parkinson's. Just got the diagnosis.
Wow.
And I just came back from Detroit, and he lives there, and he's again friend for years. And I pulled a tarot card on him because I was told yesterday morning to do it. And I pulled the tarot card, and everything was centered on his thoughts, depression, um, a lot of it was just he is a person that he ordered all these books because he wanted to learn everything he could about what he was dealing with, which I commend, but it's also causing racing thoughts and overthinking. Okay.
Mm.
So when I got to his house, I grounded him first. We did the sound bowl first, and he'd never experienced that before. So um, I had that available for him, and he did that. And that, I don't know about y'all, but when depending on if you're touching the person or if you're hands off with the person, depending on what's going on, he allowed me to touch him, but I could feel that his breathing was,
Yeah.
I could feel that. And so I had to ground him again with his breath and finally got him to where his breath he was taking those slow, deeper breaths. Now, here's another thing that will happen, and maybe the two of you know this. When I put hands on somebody, spirit will direct me where I need to spend more time.
Mm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And I spent a lot of time on his neck.
Mm.
There was a lot going on, and he enjoyed the session. Um, he he melted because I felt it. It was almost like he was just like,
Yeah.
but he told me he had arthritis in his neck, which I did not know.
Wow. Wow.
Spirit told me there was something going on there. And so I just stayed there. And after that, he went to sleep. He said he took a 2 hour nap. And I said, make sure you
Beautiful.
hydrate. So it looks different for each person.
Yeah.
And spirit never steers you wrong with it. And Khadija, you were talking about ancestral. You never
Mhm.
get steered wrong. But they will show you what they need in that moment. And I always just, I will say, I will call on my DNA ancestors and my spirit ancestors as well, Reiki spirit ancestors. I always ask for just to myself to be a clear channel for them, but I also ask for the protection I need when that door gets opened too. And
Mhm.
they have not steered me wrong. So it looks different
Absolutely.
for everybody. I know Yolanda, and I'm sorry, honey. I forgot how to pronounce your name, and Rosanna. I know that was a lot of information. Did y'all have any more questions?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Yolanda,
No questions here.
no questions here. Tell me one more time how to say your name, girlfriend. I'm so sorry.
Xavier.
Xavier. Okay. Names are important to me. I don't want to mess them up. It's not good. Did you have any questions?
No questions, but
Okay.
interested.
You said what now? I'm sorry.
Said no questions, but interested.
Interesting. Okay, good. Interesting is good. So, we had a few minutes left. I don't want to keep anybody. And it's okay if we end just a few minutes early, but did anybody else have anything that they wanted to add, Carla or Khadija, before I close it up?
I did have one thing,
Okay.
and it came up when you were speaking about the lady that was in the elevator.
Mhm.
Um, I know we talk a lot about, and this is because it's very beginner, about doing Reiki on a person, but you can do Reiki on pretty much anything.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
So you can do Reiki on a situation to help remove obstacles and blockages from. So, like if the lady was in that was stuck in the elevator, you never know what's going on with the firefighters. They could be stuck in traffic. There could be things going on. Doing Reiki on the situation itself can help speed things along.
Mhm.
So Reiki is an amazing tool, and it's not just for like self. There's a lot that goes into it, and I just wanted to mention that.
Mhm. That's good. And I'm glad you reminded me because I've done Reiki on a dog
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh,
and
I
my
do Reiki
cat.
on animals all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've done it on a dog and I have done it on my cat now. My cat, that's my what does my wife call him? Your familiar. That's what she
Yes.
calls him. That's your familiar. So he has his own little personality. He just kind of looks at me and goes, "Oh, okay, this is what we're doing."
Yeah. They love it. They become junkies.
Yeah,
They
Yes.
really do. They become Reiki junkies.
they do.
I Reiki my food whenever I go out to eat because you never know what sort of situation is happening with the cook. You don't want that energy, and everything is energy. So if they're pissed off at their wife, husband, whoever, and they're making your food, you get all that angry energy. Mm-mm. I'm Reikiing my food before I eat it. I don't want it.
I love it. I love it. Well, I know a lot of you went through my website to register for this event. You can find Carla and Khadija on social media as well. Carla is based out of Columbia, South Carolina, and Khadija is based out of Greenville in the upstate, right? You're still in Greenville.
Hmm.
Okay. And one thing I love to do, and I appreciate both of you because you both share things that I post and I share things that you post. This is not a competitive thing. One thing I've learned in the practitioner world, if an energy resonates well with you for somebody that you want to work with, they want you on this call to go to who it resonates with. Okay.
Absolutely.
Because it is not about us, it's about you getting what you need and learning what you need to learn so that you can get more acquainted with what is already here and that's
Right.
powerful for you. And I hope it gets that whatever you decide to do, you learn, you know what, this is really cool. I want to do this for myself and learn this for myself. This is not I work in hair for a living. I've been in the hair industry since the 90s. It's competitive. I'm too
Yeah.
old to compete.
Right.
I'm too old to do that. I'm not going to do that. So if myself or either one of these other ladies who have other things available for you as well speak to you, follow them, find them on Facebook and book a session, however you need to do it. But you get what you need from who you
Right.
okay? Because sometimes you're not supposed to work with a specific person. I think it was you, Carla, that said that earlier. You figured out that you're not supposed to work with somebody. I've had that happen. Like,
Hmm.
and Spirit has been like, stop trying to open this door.
We
I've
closed the
closed
door, read
it
it,
like
leave it
six
alone.
times now, and you keep trying to open it. I'm like,
I
well, maybe
love
it's
that
this,
you
and maybe
said
it's
that.
this.
I do the
Yeah,
same in therapy, and I'm like, if you don't build a rapport with the client or something is off, I'm like, it's not about me. I
mhm,
need you to find the therapist that's gonna help you, you know. So I love that you said that. Thank
yes.
you.
Yes, yes. It's super, super important that you link up with who you're supposed to link up with as well. So if anybody doesn't have any questions, I am going to end for tonight. Did anybody need anybody's information or did y'all put their names down or you don't have to say anything. Just is there anything that I shared that you needed to get more information on from the um PowerPoint or anything? Going once, going
No, but I did write both of their names down. I'm gonna look them up on Facebook.
okay, good. Good, 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 good. Because both of them are great.
Thank you
Perfect.
so much, Nat, for including me. I appreciate that.
Of course. I never know how this is going to go. And I told Carla earlier, I said, watch, I'm gonna get on here and it's gonna go completely different than I realized. I'm like, okay.
So, one thing, Nat, if you wouldn't mind, I think it would be cool if any one of us or all three of us would help them understand, like give them an experience
Yeah.
that they can walk away with,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
Maybe understanding what it feels like to open chakras briefly, you know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. Is anybody open to that with the last few minutes? I want to be cognizant of time too.
I'm good. Yeah, I love that.
Sounds good.
Okay. So let's, since you said chakras, since you're the culprit that said it, I'm gonna let you do it. How about that?
Okay. Okay, we'll do it then.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So everybody take 3 nice long deep breaths in and out for me. That first breath is just to relax. That second breath is just to let go of all the day's energy. And that third breath is just to be present in the moment. Good. First thing we need to do is ground. So begin to imagine Earth's energy moving beneath your feet. Earth's energy is moving into your toes, your heels, your ankles. Earth's energy is moving up your legs, your knees, your thighs, and into your torso. Sun's energy is beaming down into your crown chakra, the top of your head, moving down your forehead, your nose, your ears, moving down into your neck, your shoulders, into your chest, and into your torso. Earth's energy and sun's energy combine, and they begin to form a beautiful golden rope around your waist. This golden rope is your grounding cord, will keep you grounded, safe, and secure as you learn and experience chakra balance. There's a golden light where that golden rope was around your waist, where it still is, holding you safe and secure. And that golden light begins to travel down to the base of your spine. That light begins to turn a beautiful, bright red color as it moves and rotates. It's aligning your root chakra. Take a moment and think about what that feels like and what that looks like for you. That light begins to move just below your navel, and that light begins to turn a beautiful orange color. As this light moves and rotates in that space just below your navel, it's realigning your sacral chakra. That light moves in to your belly just above the navel, and it turns a beautiful golden yellow color. This energy begins to move and rotate and align your solar plexus chakra. That light begins to move up into the center of your chest. It turns a beautiful green color and begins to align your heart chakra. That beautiful green light moves up into the center of your throat, turns a lovely blue color. It spins, it rotates, and it aligns your throat chakra. Your communication becomes more clear here in this moment. That light moves into the center of your forehead, just above the brows, and it turns a beautiful indigo color. The light moves and rotates and begins to align your third eye chakra here. Your inner vision and wisdom becomes more clear. This light moves to the top of your head, just above the top of your head, turns a beautiful purple color. It spins, it rotates, and begins to align your crown chakra. This is your connection to divine. This light moves up a little bit further into your soul star chakra. It turns a beautiful golden color and begins to radiate down your entire body. It moves back through all of the chakras, all the way back down to where that grounding cord is with the earth star chakra. It's spinning the energy, the light. It's beginning to surround your entire body. Your chakras are aligned. You're in a beautiful space for reception and connectivity with Source. Feel this for a moment. Understand the pure frequency that surrounds you. This is love. This is light. This is you. Walk in your authenticity as we move forward. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. And as you release, you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. One more deep breath in and release back into the present moment. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes.
That
How's
was
everyone feeling?
Kelly.
We good?
that was beautiful.
Yeah,
Good.
it was.
Thank you. That was nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. This is the experience that you receive when you have a Reiki session with Nat, a Reiki session with Carla, a Reiki session with myself. This is the connectivity. We hold space for you. Thank you for being present. Thank you for showing up to learn from Nat and from Carla today. And I thank you, Nat and Carla, for sharing your experience. It's been beautiful.
Yes. Well, thank you for doing that because I wasn't supposed to do that. Did I not say it, Carla?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to. And I said to Carla, I said, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. And you were the person. So when you spoke it, I was like, oh, okay, go ahead.
Wow. 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 Wow.
No, no, no. That, yes, lovely. Thank you for doing that, Khadija, so much.
Oh, thank you for, accepting. I appreciate all of you.
Yes, thank y'all so much for coming on tonight. This was great, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. You may get a follow-up like survey from me via email. I would really, really appreciate it if you would fill that out in all honesty. And if you have questions that you think of, I'll have space for that you can submit onto it, okay? All right, y'all. Have a good
Have a
evening.
great evening, everybody.
Good night.
Good
Bye.
night.